Yo! Yeah. Very thick. Very nice. Do you want to get better at due process?
Yeah.
Are you tired of defenders not respecting your Miranda rights? Do you find attackers seem to intrude on your right of expression?
Yeah.
Well, look no further, because today
I'm gonna come.
I'll show you how to increase your skill with 10 newbie tips in due process. Stick around to the end to see some very useful tips on an unsuspecting weapon kit. First thing we're going to go over is keybinds. Due process does a great job of showing you what keys you need to press in different situations. As you can see, we need to pick up a shotgun to blast the door handle. By the way, any door handle you can blast with a shotty. To do this, I'll just simply move my mouse wheel forward. Get my ammo here. Now moving forward, I'm not going to waste any time calling out keybinds as they're displayed on screen and you can figure out what works best for you on a keyboard. Alright, and here we get into Due Process's training area. Wonderful little place. Fred over here, lazy as can be with his coffee. Get on out here, go visit Pepe. Nice little place for you to come in and practice some of your skills and such. Now, speaking of keybinds, before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, sorry, Pepe. Important to note that Due Process has some hidden keybinds that you might be able to check out and take advantage of. We'll go over here to controls, have a look at some of the more important ones. So walk silently, very important. A lot of people don't seem to understand this exists. I like to have my toggle walk silent on. Obviously sprint and jump, very good, very standard. You crouch. Right, then you got your toggle crouch, which I think is pretty important. Works along with your toggle walk silently. Yeah, we got our aim toggle and aim. Brace, right? Brace toggle. I'll show you what that is here. Very good stuff. Dropping items. If you got a big item in your hand, you can drop it, right? Primary weapons, all that good stuff. Holster, interact, right? Pick up all that fun stuff. Reload. Tactical reload, so you can keep the previous magazine, or emergency reload where you throw it away. Very good, very good. Flashlight, obviously, very important. Right. Kick door, toggle NVGs, chat box, lots of good stuff. All right, so get in here, make sure you mess with your keybinds and do what works good for you. All right, first piece of defender equipment we'll talk about here today is the clacker and the door charge. We already saw. Oh, we got it on there. So, having an issue with this door charge. It doesn't seem to want to be placed on the door. There we go. Now, very important with clackers. You need 3 clacks to set something off, and you got to be close to it. So if I back up over here, I clack all I want, right? Now, obviously, we don't want to be too close to it, or why is it red? Oh. Well, that happens. So we'll be about right here, and yeah, 3rd clack within the range will set her off. Perfect. Moving on. Here we got our wall charges. These are wonderful things. Oh, don't forget the NVGs. I always like having a nice set of NVGs. Now with the wall charge, it's got a bigger boom radius. This bad boy will tear through any kind of terrible wood wall here, especially if it's marked with some kind of exit sign or red paint or some other things you'll see later. Same rule applies though if you're too far away. Clack, 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 nothing. Gotta be in range. Oh. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Now, obviously, both sides, defenders and attackers, they get a flashlight. So you can see here, the tutorial tells you what you need to press to turn it on. This is very good, except, obviously, peeking corners, coming down a hallway. I'm just making a big illumination of myself, right? People know I'm coming. They can hear me. They can see the light. So, attackers, when they equip it, also have night vision. Night vision's pretty dang good. Flashlights don't seem to be too blinding against night vision. It just more so makes the person, the blinder, a big target that you could spray. So, night vision wins in this situation. We got here the flashbang. A lot of people are afraid of the flashbang, especially attackers. But as you'll see here, an attacker receives no effect from the flashbang whatsoever. Even with NVG, point blank, it does nothing. And just to prove my point, we'll do it again with no NVG. Whistling Dixie. Alright. That one, pretty simple. I think everybody can understand its application. Throw it into a room. Bang before you clear. It's even one of the tips in game. Not going to waste time on that. But frag grenades, these are a little more deadly. Number one, they don't discriminate. Matter of fact, I'll give you a demonstration of their disgusting range. Notice how it goes by. Oh, we didn't get this guy this time. Usually we hit all three of them. But it is a very disgusting range that doesn't care if you're an attacker or a defender. However, these can also be used in a concussive way. If there's an enemy behind a wall, we'll imagine I'm the enemy, and I'm on this side of the wall. We get ourselves a little inertia in our movement, a little whine in the ears. Now in night vision, it actually mitigates the effect quite a lot. It's very strange. Don't know if it's an oversight or futuristic technology, but if we repeat this process right here while I'm outside, oh lordy, yeah, you're a bit hungover after that one. That was a banger. All right. So, what do we take away from that? Use frag grenades sparingly. Understand that they will concuss your team as well as the enemy. And they got a hell of a range on them, so be aware of that. Smoke grenades. Probably the most misused equipment I see on the attacker side. I know people are going to go off about the wall charge and stuff and say, well, that's everybody messes IS or whatever. I don't care. The smoke grenade, very, very effective. Seems to be misused quite a bit. Example I'll give here. Let's say that over there is an enemy position. Right? They're just sitting in that vent. And they got an MG. And they're covering this danger line. Now we want to get over there. Right? Pretty simple. I'll grab 2 smokes for this example here. Make a little bit more sense. Now, option A, the newbie, comes to door, armed smoke, throws smoke at door, and they run into wall of smoke. Can't see anything. The protection bubble here, I mean, the smoke did bounce a little bit out, so it is better. But you can imagine if half of your smoke that is being produced is behind the wall, there's a lot of radius of visibility that is not being covered. Plus, we can't do a proper pan from the inside while we're braced, doing a slow walk across to see if there's enemies that we need to clear before we run towards them. So, that is the improper way to use smoke grenade. Proper way, upon peeking door and receiving fire and pulling back, you just need to push that grenade a little bit farther. That's all. If you have clear line of sight here, we can now do slow walk across, even from all the way inside, do a full pan. And notice that the enemy can't see the laser from that position over there because smoke is blocking. Probably wait until they empty their first magazine through the smoke, and we get over to position. Nice and easy. Start using smoke grenades properly, please. The shield. This takes a bit of getting used to it, especially with your corners. It is a little deceiving on how much cover it gives you on the side. Pretty much as soon as the shadow that you see there passing over my hand is off the screen, I am now vulnerable on my sides, left and right. And if I'm looking down too much, if I can't see the horizon, I'm going to get shot in the head. So, be very careful with your shields. Make sure shield's always in front, always stays crouched. You should toggle crouch as a shield so you don't run the risk of letting go and going up and get shot in the back of the head. And to drop the shield, you just hit J. However, the better way to do it so that when you're in a combat situation you don't have to hit another button is just hit the button that pulls out your primary weapon or secondary, whatever you're arming, and you'll drop it. And you can start blapping. Easy. So as you can see, it would take 5 seconds worth of fuel to cut through this door. Though we could have kicked it and saved the fuel, but regardless. These doors, same thing, 5. However, if it is red, no go. You have to use explosives. Or You can use this on certain types of security doors, which I don't think they actually show here, but they are similar to this big old boy, but much smaller, where you can cut through one of these slats and have a long sniper type of position. Now for defenders, things get interesting. First thing is defenders night vision, which, I mean, it's something, but it doesn't really affect night vision. It is best used to illuminate a corridor. Next on defenders list, everybody's favorite, Molotov. And then we also have one of the most recent updates or patches or changes to the game that's going to make a bunch of people mad. The fire extinguisher, which we will show in combination. Because there used to be a strategy where you could put the fire extinguisher down, and then upon the detonation of the fire extinguisher, you could throw a Molotov into the smoke, and the enemy would not be able to see the smoke or the fire and run into it and die. Now the fire extinguisher does what a fire extinguisher does, and it wipes out the fire. Little upsetting. But if used properly, the delay of time for a smoke, fire extinguisher, is about 4 seconds, and the Molotov is about 10. And so if you wait until the smoke is fully gone, and we'll try here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 6 seconds until it fully goes away, and then you can throw your Molotov. And it will not extinguish the Molotov, which, as we can see, goes for about 10 more seconds, giving us a total of about 14 to 15 seconds. Another good tip with fire extinguisher, it can be used on the other side of explosives, so you do not have to reveal your position with a gunshot. Now, the single most misused piece of equipment I have seen in game is barbed wire, which is somewhat funny, but I will show you. Easy thing to remember: if they need to blow through a door, don't put barbed wire on the other side of it. You just waste the barbed wire. That's all. That's all that happens. You save nothing, comrade. Oh, yeah. Laid it real good. Yes, my anal cavity is clear, officer.
What did he say?
Alright. We see barbed wire. Very good. No more barbed wire. Don't use barbed wire on red doors. So, we have a door that requires shotgun blast and can be opened easily with kick. Also, this door is bulletproof, even though it is see-through. Very strange, but I digress. In any case, we set up the barbed wire properly, so when the enemy comes up and they open, they have to go through it unless they waste a grenade or unnecessary door charge. It's also set up this way to prevent more area denial, slow down people if they're trying to strafe on an angle. More effective to put them this way. The only time you need to put them the other way is if you've got a wider door like this and you need to put them down covering that distance there. Most people will put barbed wire on the inside of a door, which in this case is fine because this door is bulletproof.
Hold up.
Even with rifles,
Wait a minute.
I've tried everything. Nothing goes through that door. So this strategy doesn't work on this door. But on this door, we can see the barbed wires on the outside. Well, why, you may ask? Well, you can hear this audio cue of what it's like for somebody to get in there and square on up with this bad boy. And if you're on the other side, having a wonderful time, and you hear that audio cue, ooh boy, that person is hurting. And just to show that it does in fact go through, we'll use, this is going to blow the door open, but Oh, it doesn't. Very good. So this is a blue door, and we don't see any penetration. But a green door, shotguns and pistols can go through. And as we'll see over here, with our glass test, pistols 45 caliber and 9mm will go through the thin glass, but will not go through anything above. Shotguns are the same. Thin, no thick, across all shotgun calibers, or shotgun models. 2 rifles, and this will penetrate thick, but not very thick. Very thick. No ballistic. We'll just make sure that the big shotgun don't get more. That looks like quite a cylinder, I have to say. Not a damn thing. Buttons, like these, require power. Now, I don't think the bank map, which has this secure terminal to open up the door, I don't believe the bank map has power, so that doesn't really affect it. But on some maps, like the kill zone with the fort, this button requires power. And then lastly, defusing. Very important. People seem to have a bit of a heart attack with defusing. It takes 10 seconds to defuse. So what you could do at the end of the round, depending on how much time you have left, obviously, because you can loot equipment, is get the bomb, you know, just don't mind me defusing here, you get the bomb up to about, 98%. Spend 9 seconds defusing, spend the rest of the time running around, checking your teammates to recover, if somebody dropped a shield, or the door charge and wasn't used, or a clacker, and you can also loot the enemy team and take stuff off of their bodies, like Molotovs or barbed wire, or what, flip, it doesn't matter. Attackers can loot defenders, defenders can loot attackers. So once you get to 98%, go around, loot your stuff. You could get literally down to 2 seconds and then come back and just hit it, and bam, you just won the match as the attacker. Alright, for those who stayed and wanted to see the cool weapon tip and the kit that is very rarely used, I see anyways, out there, is the Super Shotty and the NAC 11. People say, why the NAC 11? It's just a spray and pray weapon. Well, now you know you got the brace, so you can get a little bit of better recoil control on your weapon, right? With a little laser sight on this bad boy. You get 40 round magazine, so 120 rounds is what you're going into a match with. There are 380 ACP rounds. So as you can see here, we blew through green door. Well, let's go over to rifle door here, which says only rifles can penetrate. Give that a blast. That door doesn't show anything. That was a bad example. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, full penetration. This little gun here is ridiculous for its rate of fire, when braced, general accuracy, magazine capacity, reload speed, and it's shooting 380 ACP. So anything that's on that door, especially when you're on the green door and Silly Sally comes up, or 2-Bit Timmy is coming up here to kick that door, before he even gets up to it, you've already shredded him and turned him into Swiss cheese pink mist. But on a green door, save your ammo and just use that Super Shotty, because this thing is a one-hit kill wonder at that distance through a door. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys have any tips or tricks you want to add, throw them in the comments. Let me know how I did with the video. And hope to see y'all giving out Miranda rights soon. Yo! Yeah. Very thick. Very nice. I mean, even the 5.56 by 4.5 carbine. I don't even know if this goes. Let's have a look. That's freaking awesome, though. That Nat 11, man. It's, yeah, even the assault carbine doesn't go through the very thick ballistic glass, but this little bastard NAC 11 does. Knack, knack, knack.